So back in May, we received these tree-formed shrubs from my patio tree, and we wanted to give you an update on how they're doing and what's happening. Sean here from Spokengarden. Allison's behind the camera. She's recovering from a minor surgery she had about a week or so ago, and so she'll be back in no time. Back in May, we introduced you to these 4 tree-formed shrubs, and this is one of them. This is the Bobo Panicle Hydrangea tree form. This is actually it's supposed to be a shrub, but it's been trained into this tree form like the other 3. So along with this Bobo Panicle Hydrangea, we've got a tree form weeping cherry, we've got a lilac tree-form shrub, and we've got hibiscus tree-form shrub, and I'm going to talk to you about each one of those in the different areas we have in place. So first up, the Bobo Panicle Hydrangea. This is looking beautiful. Now, we weren't sure how these were going to transition after we placed them in these containers and transplanted them in. This is one of them, one of the 4 that did really well. You can see there's no discoloration. It didn't even lose any of its leaves, which can happen with transplanting certain shrubs. So it's got a ton. If you can see right now, these are all of the flowers that are developing on this panicle, and it's just going to be full of flowers. And both Allison and I can't wait to see this in full bloom. Now, as you can see, we've got this Bobo in full sun. It's in the morning. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock here today as we're filming, we're talking to you. And so it's getting morning sun, which is great for pretty much all your hydrangeas. Now, the old rule of thumb used to be morning sun, afternoon shade for all of your hydrangeas. It really didn't matter which one it was. It's just that was a good rule of thumb. It was safe. Now, there are some hydrangeas out there that will take full sun all day long, and that's some of the newer genetics. We have been applying the old rule of thumb to this one just to make sure that we're kind of hitting all the marks and we're not overstressing, especially after transplanting it. I think after next year, what we'll do is we'll try and put it in a full sun location and see how it does, but we'll monitor it really closely to make sure. So, but if you're wondering, if you have any hydrangeas and you're just kind of like something's wrong with them, or they're discolored or getting that bronze look, that burnt look on their leaves, it could be they're getting too much sun. So go ahead and place them in a partial shade location, at least in the afternoon, and see if that helps over a couple weeks to get that bronzing, that burnt look off of those leaves. We've been watering these on a regular basis, and we've been keeping those roots nice and moist. Now, right now, this is pretty dry, and I can do the old shake test. We need to water this because it's been fairly warm here the last couple of weeks, but we have been giving it regular water on a regular basis and keeping that soil moist. Now, we also planted this in some really fast-draining soil, something locally we get from one of the municipalities here, but we've mixed in some compost and some other things to help bring in more moisture holding capacity for that soil. So it still drains a little fast, but it has some of that moisture holding capacity now, and it's doing really well. So now something we're really thinking about doing, and we actually should do this in all of our containers, is put a layer of mulch on the top of the soil here in each one of these containers, and that'll help not only keep more moisture in the soil and not let it so readily evaporate out, but it'll also help with keeping those roots a little bit cooler and protecting them from any hot sun penetrating into that soil and warming up those roots. Because maybe you know this, maybe you don't, hydrangeas like to have their roots kept on the more cooler side of things. They don't like excessive heat of anywhere upwards past probably 65 to 75 degrees or hotter, and that's just because they do better when the soil temperature and their roots are more regulated in a milder climate, a cooler type of climate for those roots. And so it's really easy to do that if you mulch over the top. Even in the containers we have here, it's a lot easier to do that to keep that soil and those roots cooler if you mulch on top of the soil. Now, next up is Star Blast Chiffon. This is our hibiscus, a beautiful little shrub form tree that we got from my patio tree. And look at it now. It's fully just leafed out. There's tons of buds on this. This thing is getting ready to explode. Now, just like the hydrangea over there, we've got this in the same soil. It's well draining, but it's also got some organic matter in it. And we water it on the regular. It takes a lot of water. Right now, it needs some water, but it's just really, really healthy. And there's really no dead in here. It came healthy. It's still healthy. We haven't fertilized any of these either right now, not yet. I think we mixed in something to the soil to kind of boost the soil a little bit, but that was a separate product. And we've talked about that before in our videos. But yeah, Right now we've got it in a full sun location again in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's going to get a little bit more shade over here as the sun tracks across the sky. In this location, it gets right now, about the middle of July, it gets at least 6 hours of full sun from sun up to about midday. And so it gets a lot of full sun. And so it's really happy right here. And of course, the fun thing is that being in containers, if they're not doing so well in certain locations, like this plant's not doing so well in this location after a while, we can always move it around and just test out other areas that are maybe more full sun or less intensity sun at certain times of the day. And that's what makes growing plants in containers so much fun. Now, we wanted to point out here on this hibiscus, how is it going with the staking? And you can see it's still staked. We've got it right here. Now, we talked about this and showed you what we did for the staking in the previous video. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check out that first video from My Patio Trees. Now, looking at this, this isn't tight at all. It's still loose, and that's how we want it. It hasn't really moved at all, which we don't want it to move. And this post, this stake is outside of the main root ball when we planted this in this container. So it's looking and doing good. Our third treeform shrub that we got is a lilac treeform shrub. This is Bloomerang, dark purple lilac. Now this has already done flowering, and actually when we first introduced these to you in our first video with these, it was already flowering. It came flowering. So as you can see, we're in full sun this morning, and it's gonna get some afternoon shade, which is fine. Most of your lilacs, your shrubs, or your trees will take full sun. They actually thrive in full sun. So right now this is perfect for this though. And we're gonna just see how it does under these conditions for full sun in the morning and then afternoon shade. And we'll move it around as need be. Now, Allison just reminded me too, this is a reblooming lilac treeform shrub. So it is gonna rebloom in the fall or right before the fall. And so that's really fun to know. Now, as you can see, this does need to be deadheaded, but we're not gonna show you that today because we're gonna make a separate specific video just for that. And so stay tuned for that. Right at the base of this lilac treeform shrub, it's actually suckering right off the bottom, right at the base of the trunk. And this is common for a lot of different shrubs and trees. After the tree or the shrub is fully formed and it's got all its leaf mass up top or wherever it is, they will sometimes do this. They will break bud and shoot out a stem. So this is perfectly normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to prune this away, and just normal pruning technique, just cut up next to, but not right flush with the trunk, but go to where the stem flares out and just make your cut there. Try to get all of the stem. There was a little bit left there. Let's get that off there. Okay. Now what we've done too is we've removed this. All the growth is going to be up top because that's where we want this, because that's why we have a treeform shrub. We don't want it down at the base. So if you see this, if you see that type of growth at the base, it's okay to go ahead and just clip it off. Make sure though that your shrub or your tree is in great condition. It's in good health, because you don't want to stress it out. Even with one little cut, you don't want to stress it out this time of year with making this cut, and it's wilting or it's not in really good health. Our last treeform shrub that we wanted to show you is what we were sent, the weeping cherry. Now, when it came in the first video, you can see it had a lot more leaves on it, and it's lost almost all of those leaves that it first came with. And we're chalking this up to stress from not only the shipping, but also transplanting it into this container. It went through some shock. Now, as you can see, we're actually getting new growth all over this thing. We've got new leaves coming in up on the top and on the sides. It's basically suckering. It's regrowing all of its leaf mass that it's going to need to stay alive. And you can also see too, these buds are swelling up. They're getting ready to pop. Some already are. And it's really fun to see this regrowth, because we thought this was possibly dead. It wasn't doing anything for a couple of weeks. So we kept watering it regularly. And so now we've got this regrowth, and we're so happy to see it. So what we're expecting to have happen is more of these buds to open up, to leaf out, to look a lot healthier, and then to really start photosynthesizing. Now, it is in full sun. It's right here by the lilac, the Bloomerang. So it's getting that morning full sun, probably 6, 7, maybe 8 hours of full sun. And then the rest of the day, it's getting shade, because again, we're in these containers. They've only been in these containers. We transplanted them about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. And so we want to make sure that we're not stressing the plant out too much. Now, under certain circumstances, like what you see here, where a plant completely got defoliated, it lost all its leaves, now it's regrowing, it'd be okay to fertilize this especially, but you want to go with the gentle fertilizer. You want to go with something that's not going to be really, really high concentration. I think even a 10-10-10 would be too much right now, and it might actually hurt the leaves. It could burn them a little bit. If you can go with something a little bit gentler in its NPK, those 3 numbers on the fertilizer, maybe something like a 2-1-2 or a 2-1-1, even something like a 5-3-4, something like that, I think that would be okay. But anything higher than that, I would stay away from, because this plant is regrowing all of this biomass and you don't want it to overdo it or burn it. Now, we wanted to show you this because we thought this was really cool. This weeping cherry is also starting to sucker from the bottom, just like that lilac was. And so it's coming directly. We have 2 exact points coming right off the bottom of the main trunk. And then we have one right here coming up from the crown underneath the ground of this tree. So this is really cool too, because not only is it fun to see these adventitious shoots come up and regrow, because that's what cherries can do and do under certain stressful circumstances. But also, this is interesting because this is grafted on the top. This is a rootstock that's different from the top or the scion. Now, even sometimes there's some characteristics and genetics that get transferred, some type of characteristic gets transferred from the root to the actual stem, the scion above the graft. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen sometimes, or it changes something definitely above to give you a completely new and different plant. So that part is really interesting too. But the interesting thing is that this down here, these suckers are going to be a completely different look and cherry tree from everything up above. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to keep one of these suckers. We're going to prune the others off, but we want to see what actually is going to be different from the bottom part of the rootstock from the top part of the plant. So I'm just going to take my pruners and I'm just going to come right in here, and just like I did with the lilac, I'm just going to come in here and get as close as I can and just nicely, cleanly prune those off. This tissue is really, really soft. So really, if you wanted to, you could just pop it off with your thumb if you wanted to. We're just going to keep up the watering on this. That gets regular water under these conditions, and we'll definitely update you on how it's doing and how it leaves out later. So that's the update on all the tree form shrubs that we got from My Patio Tree. If you're looking to add these to your small space garden, or just to your garden in general, whether you're going to plant them in the ground or put them in containers, you can go to My Patio Tree, find your perfect tree form shrub that you want to add to your garden, use Spokengarden as a coupon at checkout and get 20% off. So we're really happy to be able to share this with you guys and pass this along. And thank you, My Patio Tree, for again sending these tree form shrubs to us. It's been so much fun, really, even so far, just growing these, and we can't wait to see how they do for the rest of the year. Now, definitely stay tuned for later this month, where we're going to break down and do some more in-depth videos on each one of these tree form shrubs, and then also keep up with us later in the months to come for regular updates on how all of these are doing. Thanks for being here. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and the bell notification, and tell us down below in the comments if you've grown any of these too. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the garden.